YouTube, Vidya James here. Figured the last time I streamed for this thing was for the Spring Festival, so since the Summer Festival is here, I figured it's a good time to come back and get some, say hello to all my fans, all two of you. No, I did hit 130 subscribers, so I thank you all for that. Jeez. 499 hours. So I'm pretty sure over the course of this next hour, you're gonna see me hit. I'm right there, 499 hours, 6 minutes 53 seconds. So I guess that's gonna be my milestone for this night. You all will get to watch me hit hour number 500, my 500th hour on Monster Hunter. So 5906. So at about 53 minutes. So about around 11:10, I should be hitting the 500 hour mark. So that's going to be a bit of a milestone. I don't think I've put this much time into any Monster Hunter game. I think I'm right 200 now. See what join a session here. That's my gunner set right there. I've been leaning more towards power. Oh wow, there's almost nobody on. Really? That's kind of. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Chill hunted, tempered monsters. Okay, that's cool. That's more my speed. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I really can't tell. I haven't used this interface in a while because I've got the Elgato set up, but I've already done a stream for Splatoon, and the room gets really hot while I'm running the PC. And since this thing is already capable, and then I have to do so many changes in order to broadcast to YouTube, so I think I'll just chill with this here. Say they call me Mr. Pig. Oh, right. I still have not faced down Arch-Tempered Valhazak. Alright. So we'll see how this goes. I haven't got to hunt with any of my Monster Hunter buddies for a long time. I missed that. I have to get a hunting crew together again. Alright, we'll get that taken care of. So, yeah, alright, I haven't been up there yet, so let's go check out the Gathering Hub and see how this works. See how this looks. Unless it's not actually live yet. I could have sworn it was. Oh, I guess it isn't. Or did I not download the... Huh. Or did I not download the thing? Hey, Carol, what's going on? I could have sworn they said it was live. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Let me just, Yeah, it even says the, Summer Twilight Fest. Thursday, July 8th. Right. Summer Twilight Fest is now available. Oh, right. I probably had to download the freaking, download an update or something like that for it. Wait, no, it isn't. Huh. So what happened? I wonder if I did something wrong, or... Let me check that one more time, because it... Just check for update. That is the latest version. I just got the notification. That's why, like, I was gonna chill for the day, but it's like Thursday, July 12th, 8 p.m. Right, but why is it not available? Wait, do I actually have to sign up? Is that what they're actually saying? Starts at... So wait, I actually have to join the event? Like, is that how that works? Yo, so what's going on? Yeah, I got another one too. I picked up one because I had an aunt that said she wanted one. All right, oh wait, let's not hit that button. Let's try. Oops. Yeah, let's try quitting the game and starting. Maybe restarting will do it. But yeah, we got a ton. We had like 7 boxes of the NES Classic. And as soon as I came in this morning, like, I didn't even have time to, Oh, Bloodstained, cool. But, I didn't even have time once I, shoot. 4.01? Maybe that's what I had to do. Let's just matchmake, okay. But, like, as soon as I clocked in, and the store opened at 8 o'clock, there was already, like, a dozen people outside of the store. So as soon as I clocked in, and the store opened, they were already telling me, just go back to electronics, and help ring up. And we already had people just like, oh, yeah, can I get one for my friend? Because, you know, that's exactly what you're doing it for, right? Can I get one for my friend? So even when I left at, like, 4:30 earlier today, we still had, like, 20 left. So I'm guessing a lot of retailers got it, and I'm glad for that. The only problem was there still don't seem to be any controllers. I have yet to see a second controller. Like the second controller that I have right over on my dresser over there is the only one I've seen since the damn thing came out. It's always been the third-party stuff. Yeah, to ask for it. Yeah, because we don't keep that stuff well, I don't know about Walmart. But, like, we can't keep that stuff in the, like, that's something that we normally have locked up. Pretty much all consoles are locked up. Yeah, that's basically how we do it. We had it at our electronics boat. But we had to limit it to this. Everybody's trying to be clever about it, too. Okay, is it not live? God, I feel like an idiot. Alright. Well, before I forget, let me look this up and see if maybe I'm doing something wrong or it's just not live yet. Because I feel like an idiot for starting a stream for an event that's not live yet. The only reason I started this thing was because I got a freaking notification saying it goes live. Like, technically Thursday. Oh, is that why? It's not actually live yet? Hold on, I gotta check my notifications. It says it's now available. July 12th. Okay. Alright, well, so it's not live yet. Well, while I'm doing this, I might as well go ahead. Oh. Broadcast settings, can I change that? Whatever. I'll just rename it. Once it's done. Alright. This one has sellable quality. Yeah, seriously, because, like, it's not something that was really well advertised, so only people who were actually looking for it knew it was there. But then some people started coming in late, and then people were like still asking, like, can I get more than one? This one dude was like, hey, can I come back in 5 minutes? I'm like, no. Like, the whole point of that rule is so to make sure everybody has a fair chance to get one. And you want to circumvent it because you just have to have one to throw on, like, eBay. I'm like, yeah, I need to get one for each of my kids. No, you fucking don't. You don't need a Nintendo Classic Mini for each one of your kids. No, come on now. The Nintendo Classic Mini is capable of supporting multiplayer. You know. If you're gonna lie, don't lie to a fucking gamer. At least like you can tell who actually wanted it for playing and who wanted it to sell, because the people who wanted it to sell needed to have more than one and made up all kinds of dumb excuses for it. The ones who actually wanted to play would actually ask me, do you have another controller? If you don't have one, what are my other options? But I'm glad that Nintendo got ducks in a row. It's like, how did you know? Just, I tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. I hate Lavia-Soth, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Though I'm probably too late. Yep. I honestly didn't know until about 2 days ago when the stuff started showing up, because it wasn't something like I said, I already have one, so it wasn't something I was paying attention to. But when they started showing up at work, it was like, oh well, shit, this is a thing that's happening. Yep, they said they were going to do it, and here it is. And it's great that there's so many, because now I think if Nintendo can stay on top of the shortage thing, like, then they're set. Like, especially because going into Christmas, you have Smash Brothers coming out. They can't have so much shit going on. Like, they can't be trying to juggle the Nintendo thing and Smash Brothers. They're gonna have like I've been selling a shit ton of Switches over the last couple of days. I sold 2 today. Today alone, I already sold 2. God damn it, seriously? I sold 2 Switches. And, like, both, yeah, two Switches, both of them with the a case, and both of them had Zelda as their first game. So we're already doing some pretty good sales. I might just have to post my own quest. Yeah, I see Slater Gigante so very rarely. I'll just do that one myself, and then I'll shoot an SOS flare. Oh, it's already getting nighttime. It's nice. All right, let's go get some food here. But yeah, I mean, I already have one, but like, people make so many stupid excuses. But if Nintendo's got the supply issues sorted out with this thing, and they can make it more consistently, I suspected that's what they were doing. They stayed quiet about it so they can build stock for it. Like, just slowly get as much stock together as they could before letting people know, hey, this is coming out at this day, and there'll be a bunch. Because they've been pretty good about keeping us stocked on the Super Nintendo. We've been getting, like, I'd say 4 or 5. I'm saying 4 or 5 units, like, every other week or so. Yeah, I still haven't gone back and touched that thing. I have the Super NES one. I haven't touched that either, and I guess that would be a good thing to start streaming at some point. Oh, right, I haven't gotten my my weapon ready together yet. I have been having a lot of fun with this particular weapon. This is an Elder Dragon, so we'll use that set. Because unlike melee weapons, as you might expect, the gun weapons in Monster Hunter, you have a separate pouch for your ammo if you use a gun, so it doesn't take up the item slots that you take up here. You can carry the equipment to make more ammo if you need it. But since Monster Hunter World lets you go back to your camp and resupply, it's largely not an issue. You'll usually just take the item called a Farcaster, which I really should have on me, but that just takes up too much space. And usually all the items I bring with me are enough for one hunt. Lost Levels was hard, but Lost Levels was meant to be hard. Oops. But yeah, I played. Beating Zelda 2 was a freaking trip. I needed help. I had to ask like my friend from the Philippines, like how to do that, because I could, like, getting to the Great Palace in Zelda 2 was already a freaking nightmare accomplishment. Like, and I had already wasted the 2 extra lives I'd gotten earlier, because I didn't know that was a thing. I thought there would be... I didn't know. There was no internet back then, so there was nobody to tell you that, hey, those 2 extra lives you found are the only ones in the game. Don't fucking waste them. So, alright, I need to find the SOS flare. Help! Uh-oh, crap. That SOS flare kind of just hit the cave there. Crap. Alright, we'll use him. Nice, somebody is... 2 people, 3 people are joining me. Alright, so I gotta use, So I gotta use my cat here before he ends up getting, because he'll disappear as soon as other people join my quest. Right? Back in the day, which, by the way, was a Wednesday. I mean, I used to play, I was thinking about, like I mentioned Battletoads recently. I'm like, when I beat that shit, I was like, yeah, I'm never fucking playing that again. But like, I kind of want to go back and play it just to see, was it really that hard, or was I just that bad? Like, because there's a lot of bullshit that I was saying, like, Octo Expansion. I want to say Octopath Traveler. Octo Expansion Traveler had a lot of fake difficulty where it's just shit where you'll fail because you had there was no way you were gonna know how something with, like, some of the 8-ball things were fucking traps. There was no way you were gonna... How was I supposed to know the 8-ball would bounce in that fucking direction and fall off the map? Yeah, I did hear about that. I'm like, yeah, of course. Because we live in an era where shit has to be Battletoads hard. Because that's the new thing. And everybody has a hard-on for it. Alright. I didn't want to start the fight until people got here, but... Oh, it is going to be 2D. Oh, why not? Why are all of you down there? Why didn't none of you go to the frickin'... All 3 of the people that joined my quest. No, okay, one of them moved to the closer camp. Alright. Everybody go... Booch, 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 ch, ch. Whack! Let's rumble. Alright, this is already off to a rocket start. I'm sorry if I might, whew, I get a little quiet, because this is a tempered Nergigante. Even a regular Nergigante has attacks that will one-shot you, so tempered Nergigante has regular attacks that will one-shot you. So, shit, like that. That's one of those things that can fuck up your day if you're not paying attention. Everybody's like, yeah, it's like Dark Souls, but every game that's difficult is Dark Souls. Don't die. Alright, let's see. Oh shit! Alright. Oh, actually healing. Nice. Nice. Gotta be careful here. Oh shit. Paralyzed him. Nice. Suck that basically. Dark Souls. Yeah. Right. Wait, did he not knock it down? Wait, no, he's still on it. Okay. I was doing that. Load my, Wyvern Heart. So that red smoke I put down raises your affinity, and your affinity is the likelihood you'll get a critical hit. So it's a good thing to put that down. This is Wyvern Heart. We're just freaking suppressing fire! No, Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden was the original fuck you game. It's supposed to be Ninja Gaiden. It's totally hard. Yeah, I thought it was like, if I was better at editing, I would take the Ninja Gaiden Egoraptor video and just replace it with Octo Expansion. Like, hey guys, check out this new TLC I bought. What is it? It's called Octo Expansion. It's supposed to be totally hard. Sweet. Oh my god, whoa! Oh, you think that's hard? I'm just the tutorial level. That's the next level over there, and it's just the fucking 8-ball. Pearl and Marina, help me! Pearl and Marina can't help you now! Alright, he's in trouble. Oh, that didn't help. I did beat the Genesis version, and I don't honestly know how the Genesis version compares to the original NES. I always did want to check it out. But, like, yeah, it took so much brute memorization. Like, the freaking... Especially because the Rat Race and Clinger Winger levels are absolutely fucking impossible unless you... Rat Race, Clinger Winger, and the fucking Snake Mazes. You will not pass those without brute freaking memorization. Because it's the kind of shit where the slightest mistake means you die, and then you have to start the fucking thing over. It's ludicrous. Alright, second. Teammates are kind of dying, so I'm going to try and make sure everybody... yeah, I'm pretty sure the Master System version of Ninja Gaiden was the actual arcade game. If I remember correctly. Probably don't. Okay. Alright. It's looking kind of dicey here for everybody. Alright, my Wyvern Heart hasn't recovered yet. Oh shit! Let's try and lure him this way. Away from the rest of my team. Because they backed off as soon as they saw him barreling down. Oh shit! He's going for the nerd bird. This dive is a fucking instant kill. Oh Jesus! If he had hit me dead on, I would be dead right now. I like have some high. I have some high level armor. All right, he's in trouble. So shit! Don't die! Don't die! Alright. Shit. Well, he's hurting. I might not be able to get to him in time. When monsters start limping away like that, you know, they're gonna try to go to their nest and fall asleep, and when monsters fall asleep, the first hit that makes contact will do double damage, so you want to save that for something really powerful. Which is why when you put them on, like, with this weapon, I have sleep pellets. But I don't use them often because people don't fucking stop attacking when the monster's put to sleep. Like, the attack music stops, the monster kind of dances around a little bit, and makes a big show of it falling asleep. But people aren't paying attention to they keep attacking, and they screw everything up. So now, put some bombage down. Put this down. Alright, we're ready? You idiots! It's the kind of shit I'm talking about. You use a small bomb. That means the small bomb got double damage instead of any of the big bombs. So he made just wasted that effort. Alright. Whatever. Alright, cool. At least he was already mostly dead. Woo! If you're gonna use a small explosive to set off the explosions, it has to be away from the monster, because if it touches the monster, that little 20 HP damage becomes 40, instead of all the explosives next to the monster, which do 180 damage, which would double to 360, but no. Alright, but that's how a typical monster hunt goes, at least with this weapon. And since this weapon has a lot of close range, especially the spread shot, which is basically a shotgun, it's one of those things I have it spec for that. So it has this big board thing here on the back, That's the shield. So it'll basically auto-guard as long as you're not doing something like reloading or firing, and as long as you're facing the monster too. That's also important. You'll automatically block. It'll take a huge chunk of the potential damage off, which you need, because if you're using a gunner, you take more physical damage as opposed to elemental damage. With blade masters, like the melee weapons, it's the opposite. Anything good? Holy shit, really? Well, if I didn't already have Mind's Eye, that would be great. Potential? No. Nothing good there. That's a good question. I would assume so. Because if I remember correctly, the NES Classic uses the same port as the Wiimote controllers, and those work on the NES, Super NES. So it's very possible. When the actual summer festival starts, I'll still be streaming on this. I do want to start putting some stuff up on YouTube a little bit more frequently. Because, like I said, pretty much all the streaming programs I have, like, if I want to go from YouTube to Twitch, I have to keep copy-pasting the freaking stream key, because it doesn't seem to save that information when I go from one to the other. Like, it'll save it, so I have to go back to YouTube, go into my settings menu, and find the stream key, put that in. If I want to go back to Twitch, I have to open up Twitch, go into my account information, find the stream key, put that in, and then, like, it shouldn't be that difficult. I was kind of hoping they would do some kind of improvement on the Super NES Classic, or the regular Nintendo, the NES Classic. Maybe put in some extra games or some stuff, but if they're like, yeah. For what it is, it's already a great it's a collection of great games. And, like, I think it's more important that they get enough out to address the shortage issue than try to make improvements and then potentially fuck things up. Like, just get enough out first. We'll worry about the rest later. Especially because if they did put in improvements, that might take away from the Virtual Console. And that's something they need to get working. I mean, they really should get the Virtual Console up and running. Oh, can you hear me? Well, I'm guessing you can't hear me because we've been carrying on a conversation, but hopefully, I forget, because I'm speaking into the microphone that I use for regular streaming, but it's PlayStation. It doesn't use the microphone. It uses the freaking, the one from the camera. Hopefully I'm coming through alright. Okay, cool, thanks. Teostra? Alright, haven't fought a Teostra in a while. Still trying to get some, Right. Not Virtual Console. I just meant when they do whatever it is they're gonna do to put, like, some kind of, like, they probably won't, like I said, they probably won't call it Virtual Console, like, they aren't using, Wii U or anything like that. Like, when they announced the Switch, like, they said, like, yeah, they're not making a new Wii U. So everybody's like, oh, Nintendo's doomed! We were right, Nintendo's doomed! They're not making a new Wii U! And it's just the Nintendo Switch. They're just continuing that brand. So when they say they're not doing Virtual Console, they're just not going to do this. They'll have some kind of, like, service, but it just won't be the same as what we were expecting. It won't be named Virtual Console. Still, that pisses me off. It's like, well, everybody who's bought games on Virtual Console are pretty much getting the shaft, unless you are folding whatever it is, you're folding the old Virtual Console into whatever new service you're making. I did want to kind of run through the Metroid Prime trilogy, because I do have a love-hate relationship with that game series, but I never did. I did finish the first two, so I do want to at least finish that trilogy. Yeah, of course. That's exactly what I expected. Well, are you sure, like, third-party ones should work? Yeah, but, like, is it Amazon or is it resellers on Amazon? Because that's a big difference. It's one of the things, like, we price match, but we won't price match third-party sellers. So Amazon, Walmart, and Newegg. Well, even price match Newegg, but like it has to be sold by the actual site, not through third party. I really don't think Amazon would sell controllers for $50. I think they were only 20, if that. I don't even remember. Like I said. Oh, they planted the bomb. Oh, we already started. All right, well, it is what it is. Bye, Nintendo. Gotta be careful with this guy. Right, that reminds me. He's already on fire. I need to get my flash bombs ready. Because that supernova thing he does will take out the entire team if nobody's prepared to stop him. Amazon Prime. Ugh. Shit! Okay. Oh, paralyzed him. Good. Thank you. Well, that's not... Yeah, it says buy Nintendo. That's just who's making it. But at the bottom of the sailor, it will say sold and shipped by. That's what you're actually looking for. Buy is just the maker of the product. That's not who sells and ships it. Slide it. Ugh. Didn't quite get it. Guys, can we not die, please? It's like I've already used 2 life powders. The fight just started. Kia! Whack! I hate that you have to hit him head on. Shit! I am low on health. It's time to start moving. Here he comes after me. Oh shit! Alright. It's a good thing I got the quick sheath. Oh shit! I knew he was gonna go. I knew that shit was gonna turn around. Oh, Bobster. There you go. That's what I was saying. What? That wasn't even an attack and it instant killed me. What the shit? Fulfilled by Amazon. So yeah, that's what you got to be careful of. He was just running and he didn't even actually hit me. But alright. I'm connected to, looks like Chinese players, so that could be why. It could be the lag was so bad he was doing something else that I didn't see, and I got hit by it. Right. That's what you gotta look out for. Oh yeah, they're not even being shy about it. They know exactly what they're doing. It's like, yeah, we made sure they were sold out before we got. We made sure they were sold out so we could jack up the price. Alright, we got that down at least. Well. Alright, let's see if we can't lure him over here. Watch his flight path. Okay. So let's get him under this rock so we can get some more easy damage on him. I say easy, relatively speaking. Come on. Get him over here, gentlemen. Drop these rocks on him and get some damage, please. No? Of course not. Where is he? Up there he is. Let's get him over here. Over here, please. Oh, this is going on. There it is. Yeah, he's just right out. He's doing it around. Don't think that'll hit him. Alright, fuck it. Let's just go back. Alright. Where is he? There he is. Fuck! Oh, okay. Whew. Oh, right. I should be grabbing Crystal Burst. Alright, I should go do that now while he's occupied. Shit. Let's get him back over this way so we can get this, drop this thing on him. Are you serious? That was some bullshit. He hit me twice in 3 seconds. There was no freaking hit stun. And he didn't even hit the freaking things above him. Well, that's what a fail looks like. You can't cart 3 times. But that's not how that's supposed to work at all. Alright. And the other guy just freaking rage quit. That's to be expected. Some people will do that. Oh, right, new bounty. Alright, Fang Wyverns. Alright. The problem with this is, this also kind of has Splatoon-like problems, where if somebody joins your hunt and then leaves, nobody can take their place. And the other problem with that is, if you're in a single hunt and somebody joins, they scale the monster's HP to have they'll give it more HP for multiplayer. It goes straight to 4 people. So even if you have just 2 people, it still has 4 people's worth of HP. But the other problem with that is, if everybody else, if you get disconnected, or everybody else in your team disconnects, you're still in the hunt, but the monster still has the extra HP from the scale. It doesn't change. It doesn't go back down. So most of the time, you're better off just walking away, because you now have to do 4 times as much work with no extra help. Yeah, I think you get your Palico back, but your Palico is not a big damage dealer. Like, your Palico is there for support, but it doesn't really get in and gets the damage. Having a Palico is not the same as having a human player on your side. So when people fucking rage quit out of your hunt, that becomes a big problem. We ride together, we die together. Nah. Sold out electronics. They're just fucking throwing that shit in your face. You're here because what you're looking for is sold out, and we made sure that happens. So you see a lot of people try to grab as much shit as they can. With a lot of the toys, like the LOL surprise thing has been big recently. That's been an issue. People have been trying to take entire boxes. They'll try to take the box itself, too. Can we get that? We're like, fuck no. What the hell? And then when we say, like, no, you can only take 5, they get mad and be like, we have the right to limit quantities. There's a sign about that in front of the store. Every store has the right to do that. Especially if we think you're going to, like, whether or not we think you're a reseller, we have the right to limit quantities. They're like, yeah, you really want to freaking... Somebody came in and wanted to buy 2 boxes of LOL surprises. That's 18. 18. They wanted 2 full boxes, too. They didn't want they wanted to make sure they could sell a whole box, because a whole box, there wouldn't be any repeats that way. So they could put the whole box up on eBay and get maximum like freaking profit. But LOL Surprise, Pick Me Pops, Hatchimals and Shopkins not so much these days, because yeah, that shit is very, very fickle. So whatever the big toy is that everybody wants, I think that's why they're also doing seasons. So I think LOL Surprise just had a new season of stuff. Hatchimals and Fingerlings was another big one that everybody was trying to resell. Oh right, what was the bounty for this week? Oh, I didn't reset those. I should take care of that now, actually. Yeah, they want to buy up as much as they can. You've seen, like, I think I've shown pictures on that. When I did it's only okay when Nintendo does it. Like, assholes on eBay that have a fucking pyramid of Nintendo classics, of Super Nintendo classics, of freaking a pyramid of Nintendo Switches, of the freaking Master Sword edition of Breath of the Wild. Put it up on eBay for like 300 freaking, like the Master Sword edition for $300, Switches for $500. Like, how does that pisses me off that eBay just sits back and lets that shit happen. I'm pretty sure there are laws against that's the kind of fucking scalping shit that there are laws against. But eBay is like, well, you know, we'll let them have, because we get a percentage of the fucking sales, so we're not going to say anything. But this exact kind of shit that's super anti-consumer. The only people, like, Nintendo doesn't really benefit from it. When they buy the initial thing, Nintendo's already got their profit. They got nothing to gain from it because they're the ones who take the reputation hit when the shelves are empty. But the shelves are empty because assholes are allowed to clean them out so they can put that shit on eBay and make money. So who benefits from that? Well, the assholes selling them, and then eBay, who gets a percentage of the sales. I know this because I've put a lot of shit on eBay, because I'd rather put shit on eBay than give it to GameStop, because fuck GameStop. Fucking taking a trade-in. Selling, like, I sold ARMS, because I haven't really touched that. I sold ARMS on eBay. Trading it in at GameStop would have only got me like $20. And they would turn right the fuck around and sell it for $55. So I sold it for like $40. And somebody bought it. It's like, okay. I was like, and I wrote that in my description. Look, if you buy this from if I trade this in at GameStop, I'm only gonna get 20. And if you buy this from GameStop, you're gonna only save $5. So let's cut a deal. I'll sell it to you for $40. I'll get $20 more than I would have gotten from GameStop, and you'll save $20 than if you had gotten it from if you had bought it from GameStop. Because fuck them. Yeah, well, they kind of deserve it. Like, it sucks for the employees because a lot of the people who work at GameStop at the retail level are cool people. But GameStop as a business, fuck them. Like, the resale business should have been like, if they played their cards right, the resale business could have been enough to keep them afloat. But they're fucking greedy. They give you pennies on the dollar for the trade-in, and then they turn right around and sell it so that people who buy a used copy get save almost nothing. It's why I'm not trading shit out. I'd rather sell it to somebody or let me pass it along. I totally forgot what the fuck I came down here for. GameStop got me so fucking bad. No, I don't know. Like I said, like, there's a lot of things that's wrong with the industry that, like, if it stops happening, it wouldn't be good for the industry. Like, you know, the whole thing about loot boxes and government regulation. I don't think nobody wants, like, I certainly don't. I don't want government to fucking intervene and have to say in them stopping loot boxes and shit. But if the industry will not regulate itself, we don't have a choice. They're literally using gambling tactics and, like, gambling triggers, like the same shit that casinos use. They literally do the same stuff to make people buy shit, and then they do some really horrible anti-consumer things and we're at the point where, like, your pre-order bonuses is just shit that's day one. And, like, DLC is just shit that's on disc. Capcom. Like, I think it's ironic. I'm playing a Capcom game that does everything right, but some of the other games that they have, like, where you got a fucking Street Fighter V is on Season 3, like, you buy the game for full price, but you're gonna spend 3 times as much money over the course of the next couple of years. Yeah, there's downsides to everything. Like, I don't think digital only will ever work as a medium, because, like, you know, guys like you and me, like, there's a lot of people who will always prefer the physical. I prefer to have the physical copy, Like, I only got the digital version of this because I was in a position to save some money doing so, and there were a few bonuses that I did like, but also because like loading it digitally does go a little faster than loading physically. But in most cases, I don't really care. But like Monster Hunter 4 on the 3DS, that came with the system digitally, so I didn't have any real choice in the matter. But yeah. But there's games that, because they're digital only, you'll always have access to. The problem is, like, the way they're implemented, like, that shit should be able to carry forward. I was just telling Carol about Splatoon 2, while I was playing Splatoon, that, like, I'd love to see... Giggity. I'd love to see Dokapon Kingdom. Like, especially since backwards compatibility isn't available with the Switch, so you might as well go digital. But if you bought, like, say, like, for PlayStation 4, if I bought a digital copy of a game, some of that stuff comes forward, so I don't need to buy a physical copy. Or like on Xbox One, a lot of my digital purchases came forward. Like, automatically, as soon as I logged into my Xbox One, all my Xbox 360 stuff that was digital was automatically ported over. That was compatible. You can never get it. Well, that's, like I said, that's not the fault of the medium, it's the fault of the producer. Because it was WiiWare, but they didn't bring WiiWare to the Wii U. And they never brought that stuff forward. It's digital. There's no reason why you can't do that. I mean, for fuck's sake, you just got a Nintendo Classic Mini. All the games on that thing are digital. It's just an emulation machine. Like, I just picked up, like, freaking, the Street Fighter collection. All that shit is just digital. They literally took the arcade ROMs and scrapped them into a game. That's literally what they did. You can see that, like, anytime a match ends in Street Fighter collection, like, it brings up that stuff. So it's not really the fault of digital. It's just the fault of the companies behind them that aren't implementing in the way that's more pro-consumer. It's pretty sad that, like I said, Microsoft was pretty forward-thinking in that respect. Shit, I should go fucking hunt something. I think I should just straight up do a podcast at some point. Just gotta find something a little bit more interesting for people to look at while I do it. You know what grinds my gears? You know what grinds my levels? Yes, that would be cool. That would definitely be something I'd like to do. Oh, hey. That looks like it might be fun. You know what's bullshit? Let's not call it that. Seriously? Okay. You know what really grinds my cocaine rocks and snorts up into my nostrils? Talking about the state of the industry and really stupid shit that some do. Like fucking PUBG suing Fortnite, but they both are owned by the same parent company, or I think Tencent has some stock in both companies, so it's like, quit hitting yourself! Quit hitting yourself! Like, what the fuck is going on when shit like that can happen? All the people, wah, Luigi, like, oh god, and that just makes me so mad. And like, like I said, don't get me wrong, I do like Waluigi unironically, not just for the porno voice, but I don't think he's Smash worthy. Even with Daisy, I really do like, yeah, well, Daisy wasn't really Smash worthy, but like, I just wanted to see her in, and then they just said, you know what, let's make fucking clones their own class of character, and that's perfect. But knowing the spoiled Smash crowd that I do, even if Waluigi gets put in, he's gonna be like a freaking echo of Luigi. He's going to be, I guess, he would be 09 Epsilon. If I remember correctly, Luigi was 9. So he'd be 09 Epsilon, and people will complain, hey, he's just a Luigi clone. No fucking shit, you idiots! Of course he's a Luigi clone! What was your first clue? What did you think he was gonna be? He's not gonna be a Wario clone, because I don't want to see freaking Waluigi riding around and farting in people's faces. That's not Waluigi. That's not what makes him an awesome character. That's literally what he was designed to be. Freaking even Luigi was an echo of Mario. Technically, Luigi is the original Echo character. They literally took the main character Mario and palette swapped him. The same thing with Daisy. Daisy is literally a... Oh shit. What's that thing? I've never seen her do that before. Oh, she's asleep. Why do I still have the music? Where are my bombs? Ah, didn't get it up fast enough. Alright, that's fine. Let's just try to get a little closer. Bang! Cobra assault cannon, state-of-the-art bang bang. Super Mario Bros. 2, yeah. That's literally it. Like, the only reason Luigi looks different now is because of them repurposing Doki Doki Panic into a new Super Mario, into a different Mario game. Because he was taking the place of a different character from that. Green Mario. Well, I call Mario Majin Luigi. Because he's got the M on his forehead like Majin characters from freaking Dragon Ball Z. Shit, she's glowing. Alright, let me just... Super Mario throws. Hey, play! Shiggity, shiggity, schwan. Guess what, idiot? What you do today? Wrong. Okay. Let me go back to camp because my dumbass forgot to get some fucking cool drinks. Shiggity. They look the same. Hey, so and shiggity, shiggity, schwa. I got new game. It's called Devil May Cry. Dante twins, they look the same. These two look so gosh darn the same. You say to Dante and Virgil, you want ice cream? Both of them say yes. How in the hell? They're twins. Actual twins. Oh shit. Okay. Not a good time to reload! Holy shit! That was not a good time. No, I haven't. I forgot. My sleep schedule's been really fucked lately. Guys, please don't die. I have seen what old Dante looks like. I wasn't even sure that was him. I thought it was fucking Tamio Osawa with white hair for a second. Oh, hi, Nero! Devil May Cry 5, The Room. Oh, shit. Oh, God, I got the shield up in time. She hasn't done her supernova yet. Oh, got the mount. Got the mount. Sweet. Alright, well, let's get the mount. Get Wyvern Heart ready. Well, they gave him some personality. That's just how it was. If Virgil... If the Virgil we were introduced to was the Virgil from, you know, Twilight Might Cry, he would not be popular. It's because of his personality in 3, and how he contrasts to Dante, and how they have that yin-yang thing. Well, that's a consistent Capcom thing, isn't it? Like, you have your main character, but then the brother... Like, you have a main character, but the design doesn't go through, and then the brother character fucking takes over. Like, Mega Man was supposed to be red, but they didn't want that, so they ended up going with blue. Then they ended up with Proto Man. They tried again with Mega Man X, they couldn't do it, but then they gave it to Zero instead. Shit. Light powder. Shit! Oh, good, we stunned her again. Broke her crown. Take that. That didn't work at all, did it? Oh wait, it did. She's coming back. She's coming down. Look out, you fool! Okay, let's get... Woo! Right in the face! Alright, I missed that first part of it. It just says DMC are totally different. So, yeah, I can't... Like, I missed the first part of that. Oh, wait, did I get the freaking gem? Freaking Lanastra gem! Sweet! Like, yeah, getting a monster's gem is an incredibly rare drop. And I'm Sancho. Probably should have went in the other direction now that I think about it. Oh. Okay, original DLC. Yeah, I noticed that. He also uses a gun. Like, he uses a gun to freaking, like, kill a pregnant woman, which is, like... That's, like, the most anti-Virgil thing I can think of. Not only does he freaking use a gun, which he finds distasteful, but he uses it to murder somebody who's relatively defenseless. I'm like, holy fuck! Could you not have missed the point any harder? Ugh. Like, you can't mess with a character, like, you can't mess with a character like that who has a strong distaste for guns and not expect some kind of backlash. Oh, finally a hero stream stone, but I don't think it's going to be the one I need, earplug. God damn it! They gave me a freaking blade. Like, I don't have any freaking heroes, swords and shields. They really want me to use that shit. Yeah, but from what I hear, like, DMC as, like, an action game, as far as the gameplay goes, is actually pretty decent. but the characterizations and the writing were freaking atrocious. It's not a DLC game. That's right. I mean, like, well, I can't even say it's the same thing. Like I say about Metroid Prime. They're not bad games. I just don't feel like they're true Metroid games. Like they deserve to be. I guess like they deserve to be their own thing. Like there are aspects of them that are reminiscent of Metroid, but they just don't feel like Metroid games to me. And I think it is 11:20. So, yes, that is my 500th hour of Monster Hunter freaking World. This game has absorbed so much of my time, but this is what the kind of game that Capcom needs to be making. But like, as I've said before, I'm pretty sure because the lead designer or producer is like the CEO's son, so he never fucks with anything when it comes to Monster Hunter. So like the DLC's always been free and shit. But yeah, like characters, sorry, it's proof that you can have your cake and eat. Like you can have your cake and eat it too. It's not like these are mutually exclusive things. You can have a game that has a great story and great gameplay. I think Breath of the Wild is a great example of that. We've had a couple of games like that. Nier Automata, I think, is another example of that. From what I've heard, Horizon Zero Dawn, Dad of Boy. Like these are all games that have great, and it's been giving a middle finger to the industry. It says like people don't care about narrative-driven single-player games. They're like, fuck you. Let's buy this game 5 million freaking times. It's not about single-player or multiplayer. They don't need to compete. They can coexist. What people really care about are games good? Same thing with movies. Like I don't care. Like the whole controversy about Star: The Last Jedi Wars, and then Solo, and then more recently with I think Ocean's 8. Like, it's not about the diversity and shit like that. People just want good movies. Comic books. There are a lot of bad things going down in the comic book world. And it's ironic because like Marvel, it's mostly Marvel at the center of all the controversy in the comic books. When their movie division is doing so well, their comics are just pissing everybody off because they're doing everything wrong they possibly could. So much so that prominent voices in that community went out and started making their own comics, and they're freaking setting records on I think Indiegogo. Right. So it's like people just want good stories, good games, good movies, good books. That's what's really important. Like DMC proves like you can have a great. Hey, look! Oh, I didn't know you you posted a quest there, son. I really don't like Kristen too much, though. I don't hate her, but she's not a character I can like for as much as the characters I see, like it's like come on now. It's like she's if Fox and Sonic the Hedgehog had a kid, like that's pretty much what she would look like. Like it's just not like a really unique design or anything like that. You see, that is one thing I'm gonna miss. Like, Monster Hunter Double Cross is gonna come into the Switch. Doesn't really have a story mode. It's mostly like Monster Hunter Ultimate. I think that's another reason why we're getting Smash Bros. Ultimate, and that's why it's being chosen as a name because it's kind of a continuing theme. It's less of its own thing. It's like it's a celebration of the series as a whole. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate has like 93 monsters in it. So it's like monsters from all the way to the beginning. You get to visit all the stages from the earlier games. But there isn't a narrative that unifies the whole thing. Like Monster Hunter World here, this game has a narrative. This game is a story. It's a single-player campaign. I do, like, even if you're not into Monster Hunter that much, it is something I think you should get into, at least from a storyline aspect. That's entertaining enough. At least for me, it was. It might not be deep enough for some people who are into really deep narratives, but there's enough here for me to want to see more. And when it's gone, like when I know it's going to be, it's gone in Monster Hunter on the original mode of Monster Hunter Generations. Like, compared to Monster Hunter 4, which was the original version of the game, Monster Hunter 4 does have a story thing. So you progress through the game and you unlock more stuff, and you visit more towns and shit like that. But in Monster Hunter Generations, and by extension Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate / Monster Hunter Double Cross, Capcom, get your naming shit right. Like, there is no story. You just kind of go from one place to the next, and it's kind of like, eh. The gameplay will be solid, but like the storyline is going to be something I miss. Like I did want Subspace Emissary back for Smash Brothers, but I can understand why, and it's like the community doesn't fucking deserve it. You can get everything you want. Like people have been whining about Ridley. You wanted Ridley. A lot of people, like me, like I said, wanted Daisy. Freaking wanted all the old characters. They whined about clones, and then they whined about clones. They didn't want any clones back, so they took out most of the clones, and they complained that, where's Wolf? Where's Lucas? Like, I thought you didn't want the fucking clones. Okay, well, we'll bring back the clones, but we'll call them something different. And then people were still complaining. Like, oh my god, y'all don't deserve this fucking game. Just shut the fuck up and appreciate what you're getting. This man who almost kills himself to make these games. Like, that man's dedication to the series that by all rights, he should have walked away from a long time ago. Sakurai fucking murders himself for these guys. Like, people on the Melee side screaming because it's not Melee. You're not gonna get another Melee, you freaking children. Like, either get good, like get some actual skills that you can carry over from game to game. Like, every other fighting, like if you want Smash Brothers to be considered like a professional level thing, then you're gonna have to grow with the brand. Like, build your skills up. Like Daigo, like Alex Vale, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name correctly, they all play the newer, they were good at the old games, they're good at the new games too. They didn't just say, Street Fighter V isn't a real Street Fighter game, Street Fighter 4 isn't a real Street Fighter game, Street Fighter 3 is like, yeah, fandom. But, there's just so much of it in the Smash one, because like both sides unfortunately have really the worst aspects of both sides of any fandom come forth in droves when it comes to Smash. Like you might have elitists in fighting games and think like they're purists, like, hey, this isn't a real Street Fighter game, this isn't a real Virtua Fighter, Tekken, etc., etc., etc. Then you have the casuals that are never happy no matter what. Smash Brothers has the worst of both. You have the elitists that think that every game that isn't Melee is garbage, and they think they're better than everybody else, but like the only thing they learned how to do was exploit a broken game's, exploit this broken ass game's exploits. If Melee had come out in the modern era, it never would have survived in its current form. They'd have patched the shit out of all of that. And they would have been forced to learn how to actually play a balanced game where you have a more balanced roster and shit like that. But here we have Smash 5, or Smash Ultimate, doing its best to please everybody, having all these callbacks. The entire roster from Melee. You got freaking, directional air dodging is back. Like, they're trying their best. Like, it's not like they didn't have wave dashing in there's no wave dashing, but freaking even Smash 4 had a lot of advanced movement techniques. Like, I never learned them myself, but I did look them up. Like freaking perfect pivoting and shit like that. Like, there was a lot of stuff you could learn to get good at the game. But the Melee community doesn't want to hear any of it. The Melee community wants to be able to pick Fox and Wave Shine and do the same shit. Yeah, I was like, oh man, like, I am disappointed that, we're not getting a story mode. Or maybe we will. He just hasn't said it yet. It is something I'd like to see. Shit. But I'm happy that the game is even coming out in the shape that it's in. Shit, my item pouch is full. I need to get rid of something. I mean, yeah. Whatever shape the game comes in, I will be happy with. Because, like, the level of ambition this game has, and the amount of stuff they're putting in... Like, yeah, the game is still in development. Like I started, like, I've heard that he was shaking his head during the match with, between Bayonetta and Ridley, and Bayonetta just fucking, you know, like, almost zero-stocked him. He was, I think, at the 20%, and he was... 20%, and he was done. Like, he was done. Ah, shit. Alright, sorry, I might have to focus a little bit here. Holy shit. Alright. What the fuck do I have that's extra? Let me just, yeah, discard this. Because I don't have... Alright. Fuck. They have to nerf Bayonetta. They can't leave her like that. I'm surprised that she was left alone. She hasn't been nerfed that hard from Smash 4. They're having a difficult time trying to leave her, let her keep the mechanics she was designed to have. She was designed to have as reminiscent of her original game, but she can't be like freaking taking people zero. She can't be zero stocking people. Like, I hear the melee community will complain, like, yeah, Bayo needs to be nerfed. I'm like, fuck, like, the characters that you only pick in freaking Melee need to be nerfed. It's the exact kind of shit you want stuff to happen that you would never accept in Melee. Oh, shit. Like, well, you can't have a character that's just that much better than everybody else. That's literally Melee as a whole. Like, you only have like 5-6 characters, I think, max, that are actually viable. The rest are like almost complete garbage. Not because the game wasn't designed to be played the way these guys are playing it. From what I've seen of Inkling though, I'm looking forward to. Oh shit. Okay. Just click if I can just get the thing to flip the spring. There we go. Yeah, Inkling was fun. I need to do a video of all the moves I recognize, because I was watching some of the video. Most of Inkling's moves, like, are kicks, and most of those kicks are moves that I recognize, like her freaking crouching, her was it down tilt? Her down tilt is freaking Elena's Link's tail. Her up air is freaking Rugel's Genocide Cutter. Her freaking neutral air is fucking spinning bird kick. Like, it's nuts. I think her up tilt is freaking Chun-Li's standing hard kick. And I have to look at the angle again. It's either Chun-Li's standing hard kick or Cammy's cannon spike. Or like Inklings are just Street Fighter nerds. They just took all their freaking moves from Street Fighter. It's freaking... That'd be hilarious. Mango Nation? I think it might be on... No, I think there's an actual player that's named Mango. I think that's what that's for. I think Mango might have been the one that actually was playing Bayonetta during that match with My magic gets really... Oh, shit! Alright. Shit, where's Masamune? Fuck! Ugh. That sucked a lot. Unless that's the only other thing... Yeah, the only other thing I can think of... The only other thing I can think of is it's a reference to Sentinel from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because Sentinel had like a mango color. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mango was an actual, like, pro-level player. I can't even tell which way frickin' Kushala is frickin' facing here. It was like, do I dodge left or right? I can't tell which direction he's aiming at when he uses that shit. Oh shit! Looking right in my direction. Not a good thing. Fuck. Yeah, you don't want to be in front of a monster's mouth at any given point. You want to be off to the side. Whether he attacks or charges, it's just not someplace you want to fucking be. Unless you're like, you have one of the weapons that has a shield. Johnny! Johnny! Wow, that could not have missed any harder. Okay, okay. He went right the fuck over me. I'm not gonna complain. I stood still because I wanted my shield to take the brunt of the attack, and he just flew. He actually ended up leaping all the way over me. I was not expecting that at all. Yeah, some weapons don't have, like... Every gun has, like, different ammo types, and every ammo type, even on different guns, will have different stats, like reload and shit like that. Is he going all the way up? No, he's not. Or is he? Where is he going? Yeah, smash this again. I'm looking for definitely... Oh, right. I should get more bombs. I'm out of bombs, aren't I? Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. Smash is something I'm super looking forward to. The end of the year. Yeah, Super Mario Party is the thing if I can just grab some people to play with. Unless it has online play. I really hope it does. That'd be something to play with. Some fun to play with some people. Because I've been wanting like something chill to play with friends for a while now. We really haven't been getting that. Because my fucking coworker had to mention Dokapon Kingdom. Now I'm gonna be like kind of on the lookout for it. Ah, fucking right for me. Time to die! Shit, that was a little close. Time for me to move. Alright, just go in that direction. I can't tell. It's like can't tell half the time because of these tornadoes which way he's facing. That's kind of important. Wait, is he going up upstairs? Yeah, I guess he is. He's going to his nest. I'm not getting the skull, so it doesn't look like he's dying. Yeah, but I didn't see him flinching either, so... I fucking love multiple hooking. Because I'm a mother grubbing Spider-Man. Bombs! Put down some heals. Somebody else can set that up because I've got My shit loaded here. Go for it. I'll let you have that one because I'm not. There we go, Wyvern. Because I have Wyvern Heart here loaded, I can't use my regular ammo. Shit. That ain't my direction, fuck! Ooh! Took out the aura. And took a fucking hit. Took a heavy fucking hit. He's gonna sit down here for a while. I'm old, I get tired. Oh, he's dead. Cool! Sweet. Success! So we have hit the 500th hour. It's like he even went out, Sakurai, he gave them fucking like they keep saying, banned, 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 they keep complaining about stages because for their made-up rule sets and shit. So he gave them fucking Final Destination. He gave all the stages Final Destination so you'd have a bit of variety. They still fucking want. We want platforms. Well, now you have fucking... now you have fucking Battlefield forms for everything. And they'll probably still... And then I was still hearing people fucking complain, I want to play all the regular stages but without hazards. Well, he was already one fucking step ahead of y'all. I hate my life and want to die! Wait, I'm okay. Oh, man. It's all stuff I've already got, like, a whole bunch of. If I was making armor and stuff, a lot of this would come in handy. Well, the hard armor spheres are... Anyway. Well, they're not trying, like, that's the thing. Like, they don't, like, honestly, that they don't deserve to have that much effort put into them for them. Because they'll complain no matter what. The game is not Melee, so, you know. If they allow that, then, like, you know, they'll find, again, they'll find something to complain, they'll find something else to complain about. Custom stages, yeah. I would have liked to have seen those come back. I'm kind of lucky if the Mii Fighters are coming back, we do get to customize them a little bit. Like, I do want to see custom moves come back, because I did like the ability to modify the character a little bit. Some characters had moves that I really, really liked. Especially because I lean a lot more towards power. Right, bounty is complete. I don't just mean custom moves like, you know, for the Mii characters, custom moves in general I'd like to see come back. Not likely to happen, given how, you know, toxic the Smash community is as a whole about things like that. Especially the quote-unquote pros. So I can't even, like, I'm not that deep into the fighting game community, but I do hear certain names come up, you know, certain names come up quite a bit in certain fandoms, in certain games, and, like, I don't recall, the only names I can recall that come up in, as far as Smash Brothers and other fighting games come up, are, like, fucking, like, guys whose names I don't even want to repeat because I find them so distasteful. But people like these; those are the ones that complain a lot. Are the ones that like games that are broken. It's somewhere or another that they can, in a way that they can exploit. but they don't want it to be broken in a way that they don't like. Like, fucking, like Zangief has always had it rough in fighting games, and especially in Street Fighter V. The minute he has anything going in his favor, the fighting game community as a whole just fucking shits themselves because they don't want any grapplers to get good. Even with Abigail was a little too brain dead, so I think he did need to be nerfed. They didn't just nerf him; they freaking neutered him. It was horrible what they did to him. But, like, you know, they nerf characters that don't need it and give characters buff that are already, like, fucking top tier. It's like, Jesus Christ, what did you do? It's one of the reasons why I don't play, I don't play Street Fighter V too much. I want to get into it, but every time I finally started getting into Zangief and learning some of his combos, they took some of those combos out. They won't even let him combo into his own jab anymore. And it's not like he had any real... It's not like his biggest threat was his ability to link 3 jabs. It was just a helpful tool for him to get some extra damage in if he was in a footsies game or some shit. Yeah, Arcade Edition, Street Fighter V. We're now on Season 3, but, like... going from, like, now we're in Season, like, 2.5. They're already in the 0.5 shit, and, like, they keep doing him dirty. It's not like he even had that many options off of 3 jabs. He either had an option select where you do 3 jabs and you trap an opponent and you get him in a freaking pile driver, or you link his lariat. You can't even do that anymore because he's not a combo character, but they built him into a combo character. They didn't want... One of the big things that they wanted to change from Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 5 was the elimination of Vortex gameplay, where you were set up in a situation where you had to guess your way out. Like, you'll probably hear the term option select when it comes to that. So when your opponent, like, when you get a knockdown on your opponent, he either has to take a wild guess, do something crazy, or, you know, he has to guess what you're going to do and guess correctly. That's the simplest way of putting in Vortex gameplay. And a lot of high-level Street Fighter 4 play was a lot like that. You had an invincible backdash, but that didn't solve everything. But the way that Zangief was designed in Street Fighter V, his whole shtick is Vortex gameplay. The only way he can win is to make several consecutive right guesses. It's ludicrous. That's why almost every major Geef player, freaking Stupendous, namely Stupendous and Itazan, a guy whose name was Itabashi Zangief, literally named himself, is literally named after the character he played. They started calling him Ida Gale now because he had to move on from Zangief, because they kept nerfing him to the point where he just couldn't win a major. And, like, he would either have to stick with the character that it was never meant to win or move on to a different character. I think that was one of the reasons why they ended up nerfing Abigail, was because most Zangief mains ended up moving over to Abigail. So the people who didn't like losing to grapplers were now losing to a different grappler. So it was like, fuck, well, can't have that. I gotta go craft some more items. I tear the... Oh wait, I need more. A lot more gunpowder level 3. Blaze nut. Nut. Oh right, I didn't actually craft the ammo I was trying to craft. There we go. I think I'll do one more hunt and I'll call it a night. I do still have to work tomorrow. Artful Dodger. I did eat, right? Yes, I did. Okay. Tex Max. So let's go on something. I might have to change her outfit. Oh, that should be... Yeah, when the summer festival comes around, there'll be outfits to put them in. I just wonder how many conservatives, I guess, is the word I'm looking conservative. Not conservatives. I don't even want to try to... And then they're progressives, I guess is the term. I don't even know. I guess they're regressives now. Are gonna flip out when some of these characters, when the summer festival comes around, and their characters walking around in bikinis. How many are gonna start flipping their shit? Like, it's a summer fucking festival. What do you expect them to wear? they already lose their shit because the armor for female hunters is very much like, you know, fantasy, follows fantasy armor shit. But that's always what Monster Hunter's been like, so... Like, you want to try and make a DOA game but take out all the jiggles? Alright, well, see how many people buy your game. What, did you think people were buying your freaking DOA game because of the fucking fighting mechanics? Oh, man. It's not like DOA is terrible, but, like, you're not gonna see fucking... There's not gonna be an Evo moment for that game. Just putting that out there. Unless they actually did balance the game out. Holy shit, can I join something? What? I think whatever DOA game was on the Dreamcast was the only DOA game I ever played. Because it looked, well, like I said, it looked really good. And then I know secondhand, like, oh, that's right, I did remember playing that was the last game, but I do remember playing the original DOA game in the arcades, and that shit, the jiggle, look, they knew they designed from the get-go, the whole point of DOA as a fighting game was jiggle physics, because that was the one thing they had that was consistent from game to game. And then they're taking that out, it's like, alright. Again, it's not like I was buying these games left and right, but, like, you had a fan base for that shit. Like, you have a fan base that likes this thing, and if you take away that thing, don't be surprised when they stop buying the thing. A lot of movies and, like I said, a lot of games, movies, and stuff, and media these days are learning the hard way. Like, what happens when you don't cater to the fans that have been in your corner for a while, that have been buying your shit. So maybe it's not a good idea to pander to those guys. Like I said, don't pander to the Melee community. They haven't bought a game since Melee. They're not going to. They don't want a game if it's not Melee. They went out and fucking made their own. But yeah, I might have to start listening to a couple of podcasts just to get an idea of how that shit should go. Yeah, like, where's arcade mode? You know, the thing, like, the most basic fucking fighting game thing, and it doesn't even come with that. I wanted to say to be fair, but, like, is there really to be fair when you're taking out a major thing? Like, they rushed Street Fighter V out to get it out in time for a Capcom Cup. So they were already making concessions to try and, oh, fuck, right. Because that's a free game, and it's like, might as well. Because my brothers and I sometimes play that for, because we used to play Counter-Strike just to blow off steam. We would just say, hey, you want to kill some people? We'd just go fucking, go play against some bots. We never played against actual people. Because even the bots were tough enough. But, like, the way the game was set up, like, you could not have bots on your own team, so it would be, me and him versus a full team of 8 bots on the other side. So it was almost like a zombie kind of thing. Like Marvel vs. Capcom, where's X-Men? Well, the X-Men being gone had more to do with Marvel's meddling than Capcom. But Capcom could have made that shit work if the rest of the game didn't suck. Yeah, why did the original models look like shit from fucking Tekken 2? What? Exactly, that's exactly it. Like, why did you, like, just because Capcom or just because Marvel was keeping you from using certain games, and they reused a shit ton of assets too. But just because Marvel was keeping your hands tied as far as the roster goes doesn't mean you couldn't make a good game. Shit, is he gonna get hit by that? I don't think so. We might need to get him a little closer to this fang. But he might move too far given his... There he is, and that's not going to hit him. No. Okay, that will. Alright, there we go. everything they need to do. Because Marvel's fucking executive meddling fucked that game up, but then half of that game was fucked by executive meddling, the other half was fucking laziness. Because they had half the budget. Fucking Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, one of the bigger crossovers, like the fucking fighting game, a staple of fighting games and tournaments, and you half-ass that shit. In terms of budget and in terms of actual, like, development. Even most of the voice acting felt like it was half-assed. But now that Marvel is in control of, like, its, of the X-Men, like, if they could salvage it, but, like, Like, I picked up the fucking Legendary Edition of the game for like $30. Like, with all the, like, with quote-unquote all the DLC. Shit, he moved out of the way. To get him to turn around. Might be able to get to drop that other tooth on him. Nope. Game clearly wanted to capitalize on that. They put in Winter Soldier, Bucky, straight from the fucking movies. All the movies references. It's basically an MCU. It was MCU versus Capcom. Like, you know, it's like that takes a ridiculous amount of incompetence for the setup that you have. Like, Disney making Star Wars movies that bomb is unheard of, but that's how bad. Like, that's what happens when you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, or when you just fuck up everything you possibly could. Like, you have Infinity War with as much hype and as much work was put into it, and you have a game coming out in the same time, like, basically as a lead-in, and you fuck it up that hard where it's just become a joke. And then you basically ruin a couple of game. Well, it's on them too, but a couple of fighting game pros basically commit career suicide to shill for this game. Fucking. What the hell was that? Oh. To shill for this game. It's like, oh, nobody really wants to play Magneto. They just want the 8-way dash. It's just functions. Like, get real. Like, Star Wars is a great example of that. You can't ignore the wants of your actual fan base. So it's something the comic book industry is finding out wholesale. If you cater to loud voices that want a certain thing, especially, like, you'll probably hear a lot about, like, SJW Marvel, like all these people that don't want diversity and such, like making Iceman gay. It's like, okay, well, great. Well, you're gonna piss off all the longtime fans that have been invested in this character, but all the people you're trying to market this character to don't buy comics. And, like, so you alienated your fans, and then the people you were trying to get on board, for whom you were alienating your original fan base, didn't buy your comics. So what did you do it for? Now you've lost both sides of that. Trying to think of another, like, oh shit. Yeah, this thing has a really bad ability that takes out half your life like that. Yeah, it's like The Last Jedi fucking did so many things wrong. Luke Skywalker being one of the worst things about that. Like, holy shit. Oh, that sucked. Yeah, it took a lot, like, yeah. Like, as far as Monster Hunter goes, they've been doing Monster Hunter right, but they've always been, like I said, it's always been like that. But it probably has to do with more, in-office politics because of the CEO and all that shit. As opposed to Capcom, quote-unquote, learning its lesson. Then there's Konami. Konami looks like they've had their shitstorm, and they do shit like Metal Gear Survive. So now it's like, okay, Solid Snake, voiced by David Hayter, is in Smash Brothers. Solid Snake and Naked Snake, both voiced by David Hayter, are in the new Bomberman. So now they're in like, hey, maybe we should try to... Is he asleep? Oh no. Paralyzed! What the hell was that? That's not how you're supposed to move! Die, 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 die. Right, that's just the thing. It's something they have to learn the hard way. Like, you can't force storylines about people that, especially in a series with well-established main characters, and then try to force the narrative. Nero was in the same situation that Rey was in Star Wars. Oh shit. It's like, I don't want to be right in front of you. I don't think I'll be able to put him to sleep before he dies. We'll probably kill him before I get to put him to sleep. Shit. Oh my god, he got a speed... He got one... hell of a speed boost. Got his wing. Nice! Nice! Clipped his wing with that. Ah, my wing! Right. But there are ways to pass the torch. Like, you can do it... You can... Just having an old character in is not the same as passing the torch. Like, there's ways to do that. Like, Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond, that's a good way. That's how you pass the torch and do it right. Like, even though the Star Trek reboot, like, is like, has some fans and it has detractors. Like, a lot of people don't like the shiny shit of J.J. Abrams, but you know, Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto, all the actors were really, really good in that movie. I really did like them, even if the special effects and the action were a little overdone. The actors themselves were really good for the characters they played, and the fact that they brought back Leonard Nimoy as Spock and as Spock Prime. So there was an actual passing of the torch that felt natural and almost literal in some cases. It's the same problem we had with Rey in Star Wars. Like, there was no real passing of the torch. She just shows up, is good at everything. She's not just good at everything, is better than everybody else who's ever done a thing, including the most powerful Jedi Master of all frickin' time, who now looks at his evil, looks at a little bit of darkness in his nephew and decides, yeah, this, the son of my best friend and my twin sister, I'm gonna kill him because he's got a little bit of evil in him. Never mind, this is the same guy that thought, you know, Darth Vader, the guy who murdered a bunch of younglings and turned on Obi-Wan, I think I can save him.
even if it cost me his life, even if it cost me my life, I think I can save my father. And he stuck to that, and he did it. So they trashed that character. And the Ghostbusters reboot, that was another thing that was really badly handled. Instead of being an actual, like, if it had been like passing the torch, if the original actors had come back and, like, you know, we're too old to do this, like, it's up to you ladies now, that would have been fine. That would have been a great way to pass the torch. But they tried to make it a reboot, like, yeah, we can do this better because, you know, we're women. I don't really care if you're women. Can you do it right? Like, Wonder Woman proves that it's not a woman thing. Wonder Woman is universally hailed as being the best of the DCEU movies. Like, I can't think of anybody who disliked Wonder Woman. Like, especially comic book fans. I've watched that shit. A lot of guys lost their minds in a good, like, you know, they were cheering when during the No Man's Land sequence. You know, it was a great moment that shows what she's capable of as a hero and who she is. Because I think Steve Trevor says to her, you know, we can't save everybody. And Diana says, no, but that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, we can't save everybody. That's not what we're here to do. And she puts on her tiara and says, no, that's what I'm going to do. And she charges into freaking No Man's Land. Starts blocking bullets and shit. It's a super badass moment that everybody loved. Batman vs. Superman. Everybody does. That's a divisive movie, but generally speaking, most people hate it. But the one thing that's consistent, well, there's two things. Most people like Ben Affleck as Batman, and everybody liked Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was one of the highlights of that film. And the Wonder Woman sequel is a movie that everybody's looking forward to. Justice League freaking bombed. But, like, you know, if comic book fans are so misogynistic, how does a comic book superhero who has woman in her name have one of the highest rated movies, like, in the modern era? Like, just have good characters. Like, what about Leia in the original Star Wars trilogy? What about freaking Ellen Ripley from the original Aliens movies? What about Sarah Connor from the Terminators movies? Like, nobody had a problem with female protagonists. This was never a new thing, especially in sci-fi. You just have to have good movies. That's all there is to it. Samus frickin' Aran. Metroid Prime 4 had no gameplay. Nothing to show other than its title. But the title alone was enough to send fucking people going nuts. Because people like Samus. People love the game series. People love her as a character. But she's a woman, and it has nothing to do with misogyny. Just make good games. That's all anybody wants. That's what we all want. Like, I would like to see more. I would like to, like, when the character, like, I think Other M is a great example. When the character is mishandled, when you do things that don't fit the character's personality, like Other M did, that's when people will say, you know, well, this wasn't very good. It had nothing to do with her being a woman. She was always a woman. You know, except in the manuals for Metroid 1, but her being a woman was supposed to be a sacred. But people like Samus. So when a character that people really like is mishandled, that you'll hear a lot of that, and that's what a lot of these characters and, like, franchises are mishandled. That's what you'll get a lot of this backlash. And you either learn from it and adapt, or you just double down and you keep losing customers. I mean, we live in an era where, you know, a Star Wars... Lara Croft, yes, thank you. Another one, Lara Croft. You know, another famous video game heroine. Like, we all went nuts when Daisy was revealed on Smash Brothers. Everybody, like, you know, Daisy coming back, Zelda's new look was another thing that got a positive reaction. Freaking almost every YouTube video I saw where, you can be a female Pokemon trainer. Everybody cheered. You can be a female Pikachu. Oh, did you know Pikachu Libre was a girl? And I was like, yeah, there was so many videos where I was like, wait, you can be a female Pokemon trainer now? Boo. Fucking nobody. And then the Battlefield 5 controversy that's been happening lately, it's because fans of the series, like, usually really appreciate the historical accuracy of it. but they weren't seeing anything in the trailer that reminded them anything of Battlefield 5. And then the developers started going after the people who were raising some very valid criticisms, and then they said straight up, don't buy, like, you either like it or you don't buy our game. Like, that's not how you win over customers, my dude. So when you antagonize your fan base, yeah, that's just the thing. The Inklings were literally designed. The female Inklings were literally designed first, and they added the males later. The male characters in Splatoon were an afterthought. But the face Tracer freaking, you know, we have Sans of Detail, and I said it's Tracer Overwatch. The face of Overwatch is not only a woman, she's also a lesbian. Not that any of the fans actually care, but, like, you know, they've been pairing her with Widow the entire time before she was a... They were pairing her with Widowmaker, the one character that she would absolutely despise because Widowmaker murdered somebody she looked up to, somebody she considered a hero, somebody that was preaching peace. So naturally, of course, that must mean Tracer must want to bone her, or whatever the Fisher, or just whatever the female equivalent of that term would be. Because you know, the Fujiyoshi out there just have to pair up two characters that absolutely hate each other because who goo my precious gay babies. But like, yeah, like you said, Inkling is another one. Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata. You know, we have many games coming out now. Like was there a controversy about Horizon Zero Dawn about Aloy? Like, no. Like, and it could have been easy. Everybody could, like, I would have expected somebody to be like, oh my god, they just took Zelda and made her, you know, they just took Zelda and made the protagonist a girl. And I'm just like, no, it was a good game with a good character. That was it. When they finally announced that Sheik is and always was female, people were losing their shit. It was like all their slash fiction with Link and Sheik, where Sheik was a guy. All that is now non-canon. Like, no, you can't ruin our precious gay babies. Yeah, I'm looking at Mad Moxie from Borderlands, but she's not really the face of Borderlands. Technically, if anybody's the face of Borderlands, it would probably be the Psychos, who are actually the enemies, which is kind of ironic. Yeah, like, and then there's, like, you know, you have fighting game feels like Chun-Li and Cammy. Like, people are genuinely happy to see, you know, female characters that people like. You just have to make likable characters. Make good games likable characters. You know, I still haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn yet, but that's a great example of, like, you know, hey, they didn't just take this game and throw in a female character for the sake of, you know, hey, look, we got a female character. They built a game from the ground up and just had a character that people like who happened to be female. That's how you do it. I think somebody asked George R.R. Martin. I think I could be wrong. I think it was asking George. They asked George R.R. Martin, how do you write such, you know, great female characters? It's like, I just write characters. It's something along the lines of, I just write characters. They happen to be female. That's exactly how it should be. Like, they should be good characters, and all these other traits should be secondary. Like, some people you either like or dislike Tracer because of, you know, her personality. Some people find it annoying, some people find it endearing. You know, the cavalry's here. Like, some, you know, it's a personality thing, but she has a personality. Like, but her being a woman isn't something that people have a contention with. Not that there wasn't controversy for that too. Like, oh wait, you can see Tracer's ass in this pose. Never mind that a good chunk of the characters in the game have poses that are like that. Like, I keep hearing all the, like, I think I posted that in the video too. Like, people were complaining about the proportions of characters in Dragon's Crown. I'm like, the males have ludicrous proportions where their waists are the size of their head and their shoulders are as broad as a goddamn football field. And they got more pecs than a freaking chocobo attack if you keep hitting them too much in Zelda. It's like, what the hell? It's like Frieza and Dragon Ball Bridge. Good God, you can grind meat on this. Blah! Alright, I'm standing in front of this thing for so long. But we have hit our... Alright, let me just save this. We'll hit the quick game. Save. So we have hit. Oh, we're 2 hours in, but I do have to do an opening shift tomorrow, so I can't stay up too late. It's already freaking midnight. I've gone way over, but 500 freaking hours. Whoo! I don't think I've even spent that much time on Pokemon. The original Pokemon game, I think I capped out at 300 hours, but that was Pokemon, and I don't have a Game Boy to play that thing on anymore. I still have the cartridge here somewhere, but Lord knows if that thing will ever boot up again. But whew. But yeah, sorry for that getting a little heated, but like, I don't want to see this. Like, I love video games. I don't like to see this thing that I'm passionate about, because we've already had the Gamergate thing going on. And like, if you're not into comics, well, there's a Comicsgate thing going. Literally, we're having a Comicsgate going on right the fuck now, because the video they moved right the fuck onto video. They moved right the fuck onto comic books. So we're literally seeing like I think like Zoe Quinn from Gamergate literally got hired by DC to do comics for Vertigo with no qualifications whatsoever to be writing comic books. Literally just because, hey, you identify as this gender, so you get to have a book now. Not because you're a good writer, not because you have any kind of qualification to be getting a book. You and Kara, if you're still listening, like you, Kara, especially, you have your own comic book. We all know artists that are more than deserving, because they have the time, they have the talent, more than deserving of having their own comic book. But, oh, that's right, Toys R Us is done now, isn't it? Oh, well, that's not off topic. That's right, I forgot, because the Toys R Us that was near me closed a while ago, so I thought it was already done. But I forgot that today was their last official day. That makes me sad, because like, the mall that's near me is dead. Fucking the Sears that was I think the last thing that was there, that's closing soon too. So that entire mall is about to die completely. I'm gonna have to fish out my 360 camera and do another tour if I can, because from what I've heard, the actual mall portion that I walked around, it was actually closed off. The only way to get in, like, Sears was the only building you could get in, and that's about to close now. So that entire complex is about to die completely. And then, because I work in the plaza across from that, and just down the road where the Walmart plaza is, that's where Toys R Us was. The Acme that used to be there is gone, and now the Toys R Us is gone. So I'm seeing a lot of places where I live just up and go, and it's kind of saddening. I'm hoping something new comes around here with, like, of course, in tape quality. I think the last thing I ever bought at Toys R Us was a Splatoon gun. Like, was one of the Splatoon squirt guns that I gave away from my old Discord chat. I wonder how those kids are doing. But yeah, I gave it away as a prize for Discord chat. I didn't get much at Toys R Us because that wasn't as good. Oh no. Before that, the last thing I got was the PlayStation VR, because the price of the PlayStation VR for the GT version had dropped by $100, but like, because it had been discontinued, almost no stores carried it. I walked into that Toys R Us, they still had one left, and Best Buy still they price matched, so I got the PlayStation VR with the GT bundle for like $199. I sold the camera for like $30, and I sold GT for like for $30 as well. So basically, I got a PlayStation VR headset for $140. And I did recently pick up the PlayStation Move. I want to do a series of videos on PlayStation VR, because I also picked up Farpoint VR for like $40, because that was also on sale. Oh no, dude! It isn't like Toys R Us. Like there's a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with, from bikes and trains to video games. It's the biggest toy store there is. I don't want to grow up, because if I did, nobody is going to be a Toys R Us kid. Like, this is literal. Like, it isn't feeling like it, dude. That's literal. For a lot of us, Toys R Us was like, that was the last day. Like, I also grew up, KB Toy Stores is gone, Lionel Kitty City is gone, and now Toys R Us is gone. That's it, man. There are no, like, I can't think of any dedicated toy stores. I heard KB Toy Stores was supposed to come back, but, you know, think about it. Think about that, how the kids are, like, are gonna all have to go to Walmart and Walmart and, like, Targets now, just to, yeah, that's saddening. Like, you know, the mascot, and, like, I remember crying when Lionel's Kitty City went down, because that's where we bought our old video games. Super Mario Brothers 3, I think, was the last game we bought there before they closed. June 14th, 1992. I beat that game for the first time. It took me so long to do it. But like I said, yeah, I mean, the fact that the toy store, you know, the concept of the toy store is now a thing of the past. Like, the toy store chains are gone. Is saddening, and like it kind of yeah, and was disappearing. Yep, Infinity War, and that actually is on topic, because Star Wars toys, even in my store, we have tons of Star Wars toys from the freaking Force Awakens. The Force Awakens toys, you know, Star the Force Awakens Wars toys are still on the shelves because nobody wants to buy them. Because like, we have all this Han Solo stuff now that has never gone anywhere, because they've pissed off the fan base, and they try to market this stuff and they try to sell toys in the same breath they're saying, we don't care about, you know, who the fuck cares about white men? Yeah, the guys that have been putting money in your pockets, the ones that live, breathe, and die your franchise, that go see your movies 5 times, that buy your toys 2 or 3 times, they have one that they open and one that they keep. Like, they put all their money into your franchise, those guys that you don't want anymore? Okay, so let's see what happens. Oh, Star Wars, like, you know, Han Solo fucking bombs, loses $1 million. You have a Star Wars movie that not only isn't making money, like, they actually lost money on a Star Wars movie. That's how bad things have gotten. But, you know, when they do things like that, everybody suffers. Like, you have toys that don't sell. What do you think happens to the toy stores when you do shit like that? They have products now that they can't get rid of. Going back to comic books, like with SJW Marvel, you have all these comics and all these creators that go out of the way to insult and disparage their fan base. They stop buying comics. Who suffers for that? Well, the writers and artists are still going to get paid. They don't care if the shit gets destroyed. The comic book stores, like 50 comic book stores, have closed in the last couple of years because of this. When the number one comic book maker is not selling comic books, everybody suffers. I think IDW Comics lost had a 91% drop in profits. Like, because people go into comic book stores to buy Marvel comics, and they pick up the other, like, the B-list comics. As a side note, like, you go in for Marvel Comics, they might pick up a DC Comics or two, and they'll see on the shelves and like, hey, this thing from IDW looks nice. This thing from Dark Horse Comics looks nice. I'll pick that up. But they're not going into comic book stores because they don't care about the comic books. I don't want GameStop to go. I want them to get better, but they're not getting better. That's the problem. So the market that's the market correcting itself. I didn't want GameStop to go, but they aren't getting better. So, yeah, they're like, if they fuck, like, you know, like look at Capcom. Like, Capcom's fucked up, and they've done a bit better. Like, they're getting there. So look where we're at now with Capcom. Like, look, Nintendo. And I think Nintendo's a good example. Like, look how they fucked up with the Wii U. So what did Nintendo do? I didn't want to see Nintendo go out of business. I wanted them to get better. And they fucking did. And they knocked it out of the park with the Switch. And they're getting all these great games. I didn't want, like I told you before, like, I didn't want Xbox to go away. I wanted them to get better. So I didn't give them a chance, and I'm regretting it. So I still have to go back and watch E3. But I didn't want them to go away. I wanted them to get better. And from what I've heard and what I've seen, they're doing that. They're getting the games back. They're getting the games out. Sony is like doing this no crossplay thing. They're good. They've got all the exclusives now, but now they're not doing the crossplay thing. All right, fine. I don't want them to go out of business. I want them to do better. So, like, you know, if and when GameStop is going out of business. And why is it going out of business? Because you can go to Target and get video games now. You can go to Amazon and get video games. You can go to Best Buy and get video games. GameStop isn't. They don't have the market. They don't really have the corner of the market. And then you want to sell used games? Well, you can get used games everywhere. Fuck, I'll go out and sell games on eBay, and I've done pretty well about that. So I can put GameStop out of business. They need to do something different. Saying maybe they should have gone a Redbox route. That's another thing. Redbox came in. I didn't want well, Amazon has almost never gotten a game that I bought from them on time, despite the fact that my brother fucking works for them, or used to work for them, and all they had to do, for fucking Mario Kart, was hand the game to him. He comes home from work, and he just knocks on my door. He's like, "Oh, hey, this was supposed to go to you," so they just handed it to me. And they didn't fucking do that. So they didn't tell me until Friday, until Saturday night, that the game wasn't going to arrive until Monday, and it was supposed to be Friday. I was supposed to get it Friday. They didn't tell me until Saturday that it wasn't going to get there until Monday. So I canceled the order. I canceled Amazon Prime. I just went to pick up the game at my store. And it pisses me off. It makes me mad that Best Buy isn't doing the Gamers Club anymore. I still have it for the next year, so I'm just going to be trying to buy all my games there. I already put down my pre-purchase for Octopath Traveler for the Wayfarers edition, because I saved $20 on that. I'm still gonna have to put down a reserve for well, I don't think I need to put down a reserve for Monster Hunter, but it helps because if I put down a reserve for a game, I'll save 20% and then I'll get a $5 voucher that I can put towards the next game. So I'm saving 20% plus $5. But certain other games, certain big name games, I think Smash Brothers is one of them. If I reserve Smash Brothers, the day I pick it up, I'll get a $10 voucher that I can use on the next game. So I'll be getting whatever. If Smash Brothers has if they do with Smash Wii U and have actually I should check that, if they have some kind of bonus edition that comes with the controllers. I like Nintendo. What Nintendo tends to do with special editions where you get a lot of physical stuff instead of locked in game bullshit. But yeah, I feel you. I don't want GameStop to go when there's more competition, things get better. But when the point of competition is you have to compete, you have to get better. If you're not doing so well, you got to reevaluate and change your business strategy and do something to get people into your store. And GameStop was never doing that. GameStop wasn't giving me the reason to go to the store. The only thing I would have gone there for was used games, and that market, they just gouged the ever-loving shit out of you. You don't get much for your trade-ins, and then even if you're buying a used game, you're not saving much, and you're taking the risk. It's why the fuck would I do that? And it's unfortunate because all the other fucking Funko Land is gone, Play and Trade is gone, Game Crazy is gone. Yeah, pretty much. Let me just trade it. If I took my Wii U and all, I think 6 or 7 games I have for it and traded it at GameStop, I might get $20 for it. Then they'll turn around and sell all of that shit for $5, maybe $10 off its original price. Get fucked. So you can just make a shit ton of money. And they wonder why retailers don't like GameStop. Well, you get to do that shit and make money off and make obscene amounts of money off this shit. And then Xbox has Game Pass. So they just literally just said, fuck you. And that isn't just GameStop. It's game retailers in general. It just says, let's just knock out the middleman entirely. But there's always going to be a market for people who want to buy physical games. I want to have a physical game. There are very few exceptions when it comes to that. I think I realized I'll just do a live broadcast just do a podcast at some point. Yeah, we need to get together and do a podcast or something. Just talk about the state of the industry. Especially with such big things happening. Toys R Us being gone. Yeah, I mean, I still remember having to go to Toys R Us for Greninja. I think was the last exclusive I had to go to Toys R Us for was Greninja. Um, but like, part of me is kind of gonna miss that. Like, it's like it was a pain in the ass, but at the same time, it was kind of an adventure to go around and have to hunt for certain amiibo. My collection was complete. We need to I'm terrible at speaking, my dude. I don't articulate very well. When people told me like, are you from California? Because you say like a lot, or do you just watch Shaggy? Like, I thought you were black. I was like, because you don't talk like a black guy. What is that supposed to mean? Oh shit, yeah, maybe. Better than you. Well, I used to stutter a lot too. Then I went into theater. Nothing's gonna fuck up your anxiety quite like getting on stage and having to get in front of people. But also, like, you know, I work in retail, and now I'm the guy. If you go to my store, I am the guy you have to talk to get a game. You know, a lot of people will stall. Like, you know, like I'll say like a lot. I'll say because you got to think about what you got to say sometimes. Some people can articulate really well, and you wouldn't expect that from some people. Like John Cena, I think, is noted for being a very eloquent. That's the word I'm working for. Chris Jericho, the wrestler, is a really eloquent speaker. Like, his character, the character like Chris Jericho, the character John Cena, come across as gruff and maybe not like actual intellectual, but they're very well-spoken guys. Yeah. Well, you stutter like it might seem like I speak well, but the fact of the matter is I ramble a lot. I'm pretty sure you freaking noticed by now. It's the point of a podcast. It's like we're not speaking live, so you don't have to. You know, it's just no time limit or anything like that. But like seeing all these like live reactions that people have, like I think it would be good to have opinions. Like I kind of wanted to have invite some of my arcade buddies over to do the Nintendo door, but I don't think none of my friends or local friends are really into games like that. Like, and I'm a super geek, so I'm passionate about a lot of shit. So, you know, I've been doing live streams about fucking Star Trek. Like I actually play Star Trek online because I enjoy it. And it's a free-to-play game. I actually did put money into it because, like, you know what? I really did enjoy this. I want you to have this money because I appreciate what you've done. Because I like Star Trek. And, I like what they've done with it. They actually went out and got some of these some of the characters. Denise Crosby, who played Tasha Yar and Sela from Next Generation. Michael Dorn, who played Worf. And, of course, Leonard Nimoy, who played Spock. Geordie LaForge. I know... The guy who plays Jordan LaForge. Oh my god, I'm fucking blanking on his name right now. I feel like an idiot. He was fucking on Reading Rainbow! Oh god, I'm blanking on his name now. But, yeah, he returns as Jordy LaForge, too. There might be another couple of characters or two that reprise their roles. Crap. Oh god, I'm blanking on his name, and I feel dumb. It's like, I should absolutely know his name, because he's freaking Jordy LaForge. He was kind of, like, Jordy LaForge was kind of a hero for me, because, like, he was an engineer, and that was actually what my job was in the Navy. I was going to be the engineer. I was going to be the guy next to the quote-unquote warp core in the ship. That would have been my job. Like, I would have been, like, the Jordy LaForge of my ship had I made it that far, but, you know, shit happened. You know, kind of 9/11 thing. LeVar Burton, yes! Jesus Christ! Oh god. I'm so mad at myself that I couldn't remember that. Fuck. But I was blanking on Denise Crosby's name earlier, like, yeah. Yeah, my mind will go, like, yeah, I might be like, you know, I might ramble, it might seem like I speak well, but my mind might go on a track, and something freaking that I should know, that I do remember, or something like that might be on the tip of my tongue, but my brain is going like 1,000,000 miles a minute. So I can't, like, I have problems focusing. That's always been an issue for me, like, having ADD. And, and having trouble. Sometimes I'll hyper focus on some things. I wish I could draw. I wish I could draw more, but like my focus wavers so much. Like I should be playing a game right now, but here I am talking. But yeah, this is just like, you know, I think a podcast, just having like something to do. That's like, you know, getting gamer friends together. Getting gamer friends together to talk about stuff, like, you know, what did you think of this? Like, I wanted to have, like, a more of a round table, like, you know, get a group of friends together, watch the Nintendo Direct, get hyped together, like, go nuts together, fucking yeah! Like we did with fucking Daisy, like, fuck yeah! And then laugh at all the wah Luigi, the Luigi wah. You know, and then just like, well, what did you think of the Direct? Like, yeah, well, no Animal Crossing, but, you know, there was no reason to expect. Wasn't that basically Seinfeld as a series? Like it was a show about nothing? Wala Sariki. Mitsuwa Yuji. But yeah, pretty much. But then, like I said, I ramble, so I can talk about I can talk about absolute nothing. Or I can start talking about one thing, and then, you know, one side, three or four side quests later, it's like, how did I end up with 6 tuna and like a goldfinch? We were talking about we were talking about Toys R Us, like, and here we are, fucking like Wallow Sarigi. Boy, did we go off track. I want to do more with my YouTube channel, like aside from the occasional Let's Play and stuff. I've been trying to branch out a little bit more about that. But there are other, to be perfectly honest, there are a lot of other channels that do that better. Like Young Yeah and Spawncast are all really, really good news channels. So I don't think even if I try to break out in that regard, I don't think it would be like, I don't think I can offer any insight that I already would. That I already do, like everything. Yeah, I know, man. I'm like, I would try, like, I wanted to be an artist, but, like, the art doesn't come out the way I want it to. And, like, even trying to stream, like, it's been rough getting this to work. But I've been getting some more programs coming in. Actually, I've already contacted, Streamlabs, which is why, I have the Streamlabs thing on my Twitch channel. Because I use the Streamlabs OBS to handle my streaming, and it does it so much better. It's so much smooth. And I just got a new monitor because the old monitor I had died, so I'm in a better position now to start streaming. And the program Streamlabs OBS, like all the Splatoon 2 videos for Auto Expansion that you've been seeing recently, that all came from OBS. That's why I was able to get, like, I think 8 videos done in one day, because it's so much faster. Because all the old programs I've been using were so bad at it. It took hours. I had to export the video. That I had to wait for the program when I ever recorded a video. I had to wait for it to export the video. Then I had to edit the video. Then I had to, when I finished editing the video, then I had to wait for that video to render, basically export it a second time. Then I had to wait for it to upload to YouTube. Then I had to wait for it to finish processing, and then I could add, like, the thumbnails and shit like that. Like, it was ridiculous. And like you said, yeah, it's like, it's hard to keep motivation when you, like, it just takes so much effort to do simple shit. But I got this program now, Streamlabs OBS, that, like, and because I have Elgato, I can stream it. I can pre-record the video as long, I have it set up so that I have my graphics and stuff set up while I'm actually playing, so I don't have to do it after the fact. So I don't have to wait for it to export. And because it's already got the graphics and stuff on it, I don't have to edit it and render it a second time. And because it's better at encoding it, it doesn't take anywhere near as long for it to upload. Because my sister interrupted me during one of my other videos. I think it was the E-Line Part 1. She interrupted me in the video, so I had to go back in. I paused the game, I stopped the recording, and then I came back, and then I had to take the 2 videos and splice them together, so I had to do the old way. It was only a 30-minute video like most of them were, but it took 2 hours to upload that. I had to wait for it to export, which took an hour, and then I had to wait 2 hours for it to upload to YouTube. When the other half-hour videos I put up only took a half hour each to get up to YouTube. I didn't have to wait for it to render. It was already ready to go. As soon as I stopped hitting the record button, it was already a made file that I could upload to YouTube, and it got up to YouTube like that. So I was able to churn out. I went from having only 2 videos up to like 10 videos, like in a day. So I'm halfway through the Octo expansion, so I need to finish that. Well, right, but like, it takes a special kind of genius to make a game by themselves. And in most cases, you have to have a bunch of talents in a couple of other areas. The only people I can think of offhand that pulled that off were Pixel, who did Cave Story, and Toby Fox, I think, that did fucking Undertale. But I think he used RPG Maker. I think he used RPG Maker to make that, so the bulk of the programming was already done for him. But Cave Story was done from the ground up. I think maybe whoever that jerk that made Fez might have been a one-person thing. I don't know. He committed career suicide faster than I could have jumped off a cliff and done it. Like, holy cow. But yeah. You make your game, and then like I can make mine, and I can have a little sticker that says guest starring So and Sabishi from the Secret Silence series. Well, not guest starring, like it would have to be like sub-starring, semi-starring So and Sabishi from the Secret Silence series. Okay, Game Maker, right. But it proves, like, you know, if you can succeed, you just got to find a way to do it, or you can succeed just by playing games. You just got to find something you're good at, something you can do it consistently, and find an audience. That's really all it comes down to: is can you do this thing? Can you do something that can get you an audience? Right. Notch made Minecraft. That's another thing. And then they tried to turn on him. Oh my God, they did. Oh my God, the freaking the game community, the SJWs tried to fucking turn on him so fucking hard. And he called them out on it. I think it was like, yeah, I remember that because he said he didn't like mansplaining as a term, and then some feminists started getting at him about it, and they literally, somebody called him a dick, so he called them a cunt, and they lost their fucking minds. Like, wait, you called him a 4-letter word based on male genitalia. He responded by calling you a 4-letter word based on female genitalia. You started that, but he's the bad guy. Like, oh my God, they tried to do him dirty. But he already made his billions. Everybody knows who Notch is because everybody knows Minecraft. You know, that dude is set for freaking life. And, like, so many people are trying to make games. Freaking Terraria, and I think, what was that other, Arc Pixel, I think, that was showed off? Like, everybody looks like, wait, is this other Minecraft? Like, Minecraft created a genre of game that now everybody is trying to mimic. He made a game, Notch made the game that brought Microsoft and freaking Nintendo together. Oh right, Dust the Lazy Tale. Yeah, there's a lot of games out there. I still haven't played that yet. I'm gonna have to get around to that. There's probably a whole bunch of games that are like that. Good games. Like, let me qualify. Good games. There are more than a couple of games, quote unquote games, that are made by quote unquote one person that are absolute garbage that didn't deserve the light of day. But guess what? They did for some reason or another. That we won't state here. Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, it's gonna be Switch. The Switch is a freaking maniac for anime games. It's like it was perfect for it. And I'm still waiting on fucking Pocket Rumble. I've almost given up on that game coming out. It's like, yeah, like, you know, like that like it's a good example. Like the game, Pocket Rumble would have been like a million seller or something if it had come out. It waited so long that fucking Capcom got like 2 Street Fighter games out on the Switch. Like Capcom, I think, will probably have Monster Hunter on the Switch after delaying it for a year in the States. That game will probably be out before fucking Pocket Fighter. Well, not Pocket Fighter, Pocket Rumble. Like, how did you fuck that up that hard? Like, you had a fighting game on a console that didn't really have any fighting games, and you just didn't fucking hit it. Like, fuck. Right, yeah, because that was the problem. The big thing that's the problem with Steam. Steam has no quality control. It's like Steam is like the fucking Wii shovelware. There's like, and I think The whole thing about Gamergate was like the game that Zoe Quinn, I think, made. I might be remembering this wrong because I tried to put this out of my mind because all that shit disgusting. But I think it was Depression Quest or some shit like that. Like got like Steam curated or something along those lines. Like there was no quality control whatsoever that allowed games to go through. So there's no quality control for that. So it's a gamble every time. But a lot of the games that go on Switch are a little better about that. But on top of that, it's a portable console. So like that's perfect for small games like that. Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, right. Yeah, I know. I was never into that, but like I said, that's only one made by one guy. So, yeah, but it's just jump scare the game, which is oh snap, that would be a perfect thing to show off because there's literally I was going through the eShop. And there's a bunch of indie games in there too. There's literally a freaking full motion video game. Like, something that I would have expected on the freaking Sega Saturn. There's a game like that on the eShop right now. Actually, let me see if I can look that up. Because I didn't want to do it while I was streaming, because I didn't want people to see my fucking... I didn't want people to see my goddamn, my goddamn eShop password. But I was like, is that a fucking Flash game? Like, there are games on these things. There's even games on the Switch eShop right now that look like they were done in Flash. Like, it's kind of, yeah. It's like, can you find an audience for your thing? That's what it really boils down to. I think, yeah, One Punch Man is another great example. Now, I'm not trying to talk shit, but I'm just trying to be realistic. Like, the original creator of, the creator of One Punch Man, not a fantastic artist when he started out. But he just had great writing and a great premise. And then an actual manga author, came in and decided, like, hey, let me redraw this for you. And that's when One Punch Man finally blew up. But the guy the original author, he never rested on his morals, and he did get better as an artist. So, but his work is still, phenomenal. What's the fucking... Where was the fucking game? Oh, I have to look it up. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of games on the eShop right now that look like they were... Oh, that's fine. I should really be wrapping this up. I'll featured or recent releases. It might be a recent release. Yeah, I'll look it up later. Yeah, because I don't remember that, but, yeah, I'll look that up later. I really need to get to bed because I still need to work tomorrow. And I will do a stream for the new Splatoon stuff, so I'll see you around. Let's try to get a podcast or something together when the next big gaming controversy or something comes out. So I'll see you later. Thanks for joining me, Sohn. Thanks for joining me, Kara. I think it would just be best for me to wrap this stream up because I spent more time talking now than I have playing. It's almost 1 o'clock, and I have to be at work at 7:30, so I really should be getting to bed. So, thank you for joining me. We need to try to do some co-op gaming at some point. Get on chat and do something and fucking fail at it. Like Portal 2 or some kind of co-op game we can fuck with each other on. I can't even remember the last time I played co-op. Like I used to play this game with my friends, but like a lot of them don't come on anymore, much less play Monster Hunter. So I guess we'll see. So take care, dude. I'll see you around next time, next stream. Oh, you already beat Portal 2. Well, fuck you. I haven't even played it yet. All right, well, we'll see what happens. I don't think I'll be able to do it with this because like one of the reasons why I started streaming through Streamlabs is that you probably already know this, but like the game likes to lock out cutscenes and shit. Yeah, you've already seen it because we were watching your fucking Devil May Cry stream and it was doing that shit for like any secrets and stuff that like it automatically shut it off. So it's like if you really want to stream something, it's better to do that without that getting in the way. But yeah, we'll see. But I'll talk to you in the future. I'm gonna go watch the fucking DMC trailer right the fuck now, actually, right before I go to bed. So I'll see you around. Take care. James, I'm just playing. I'm out. I will see you all in the next video, next stream. I just have to maybe not make an idiot of myself, but and check if the check if this thing is gonna work. Oh, they changed the interface. Thank you. All right, later.